Hello everyone, I'm Gianluca Gorini, head chef of the Giari di Montiano restaurant in the province of Forlì-Cesena. Today we will look at some recipes using vacuum jars, so stay tuned and have fun. We will now prepare a dessert, a liqueur semi-freddo with oranges and a soft wild fennel cream. Firstly, we make the actual liqueur semi-freddo by whipping 250 grams of cream in the kitchen machine. Whilst the cream is whipping, we will make a start with the semi-freddo base. Put 150 grams of sugar into a saucepan, to which we add 40 grams of water. Set to a low heat and cook until it reaches 121 degrees. Meanwhile, blend 125 grams of mascarpone cheese and 130 grams of yogurt inside a bowl. We previously soaked a sheet of gelatin and will now let it dissolve in a little liquid cream. We keep whipping the cream on at a slow speed as we do not want it to become too firm and weigh down the mixture rather than be light in texture. Let it rest a few minutes inside the refrigerator. In the meantime, we prepare our base. Now for the actual construction for the semi-freddo base, we put 75 grams of egg whites into our kitchen machine. Meanwhile, the sugar we set to heat up earlier is now cooking. Switch on the kitchen machine. Always keep the cooking sugar in check with a food thermometer, and once it reaches 121 degrees, we will pour it over the egg white mixture. Great! Now the sugar is ready, let's slowly add it, mixing at high speed until it cooks. The gelatine leaf has now dissolved inside the cream, which will incorporate to the 125 grams of yogurt and 125 grams of mascarpone cheese mixture we prepared earlier. At this point, we add the actual real taste for our semi-freddo. Licorice. In this case, we use powder, 30 grams. As you see, our base took the colour of licorice. Once the meringue has cooled, we will add it to our base. Together with the whipped cream we put inside the refrigerator earlier. We'll put it aside for a second whilst we wait for the meringue. Let's take a small saucepan and heat 125 grams of milk and 125 grams of cream to make the soft fennel cream. We bring it back to room temperature and add 20 grams of granulated sugar and 5 grams of wild fennel seeds. Stir to dissolve the sugar, and as soon as it comes to the boil, add 15 grams of white chocolate and leave it on one side until completely cooled. When it has cooled down, we will filter the mixture and pour it into a mousse siphon and fit a gas capsule. As mentioned before, we have added the gelatine to our mixture, which is beginning to thicken. To speed up the process, we can take a bowl filled with ice and water. Meanwhile, our meringue has finished whipping, so we'll take it off the kitchen machine and gradually add the licorice base with a spatula. We can start off folding the mixture with a whisk and then blending it with the meringue step by step in order to keep the compound light. Once the meringue is well blended, we take the cream out of the refrigerator and fold it into the mixture with the same spatula. As I mentioned earlier, the cream should remain quite light, so not to weigh down the mixture, to which we now add our base with slow movements. Once the mixture is well blended, we take our vacuum jar as a presentation bowl and fill the base with our licorice mixture. Fill half of the jar with the licorice, slightly knock it, cover it with a lid and put it in the refrigerator for at least 2 hours. Meanwhile, the fennel infusion has cooled and we are going to sieve it to remove the seeds in excess. Mix well so that the chocolate blends into the mixture and pour it into the mousse siphon. Seal it and fit a gas capsule and shake well. Let it rest inside the refrigerator as well as the licorice compound, and then we will be ready to proceed with the finishing touches for our dish. As you can see, after 2 hours spent in the refrigerator, the mixture has thickened and we are now ready for the final step. Take an orange and dry slightly on a piece of paper. Grate some of the zest so to give it an even more intense scent. Let's finish by presenting the jar with the foam and some wild fennel wisps. Once we've added the orange, we can decide whether to store the jar inside the refrigerator, in which case we can use the plastic lid provided, or finish off the dish by decorating with the soft fennel cream. Repeat. Torn.